Welcome back. Well, nobody imagines going to work one day thinking that day will change your life forever. But our next guest, thanks to her coworkers, she's around to tell her story and to help others as well. Joining us now is cardiac arrest survivor Heather Baker. She is also a volunteer for the American Heart Association. We're so excited to have you here. Good morning to you, Heather.
Good morning. Thanks for having me, Tiffany.
Absolutely. We've been teasing your story all morning. We've been talking about it all week, really, that you're going to be here today because I think it's so important what you're about to talk about. You were 28 years old and had a cardiac event.
Yeah, so at 28 years old on February 1st, 2018, I went to work like any other day, walked into a meeting, and suddenly felt really dizzy. In about a second or two, my heart had stopped and I was on the floor.
I mean, that's going to shock people, A, because you're so young. But just in general, tell us, do they know what happened or why it happened?
Yeah, so I experienced sudden cardiac arrest, which happens to about 350,000 people each year. Sudden cardiac arrest is different from a heart attack. A heart attack, think of a plumbing issue, where sudden cardiac arrest is an electrical issue. So the electrical activity in my heart just unexpectedly stopped. And luckily, my coworkers knew exactly what to do. They had been trained in CPR AED just a couple of weeks prior by the American Heart Association, and they worked together as a team to perform CPR and shocked my heart 3 times to bring me back to life.
I think that's incredible. I mean, how incredibly blessed and lucky you were that you were in that position with people who had just been trained, and the fact that they had to use that machine 3 times on you. So I know that you have now dedicated your life to educating people about, CPR and how to use these machines. Why do you think this is so important for people to know? We've been trained at work. I was able to get certified, but I'm going to tell you, it's probably been a year or two. And even then, I feel like I would need a refresher.
Yeah, it is so important. And I'm glad to hear you've been certified. But the more often that you can take the class, the better that it is. This is important because 1 in 3 people die of heart disease. 1 in 3 people are living with cardiovascular disease in the US right now. And cardiovascular disease and stroke are the leading global causes of death. So it's very likely that you could potentially need these life saving measures. And when somebody like me goes into sudden cardiac arrest, you only have about 3 to 5 minutes to save their life.
Mm.
So you need to jump in and do CPR and AED within those first couple of minutes to triple that person's chances of survival, because otherwise, only about 9% of victims survive.
I got to ask you this because I think so many people, including myself, hearing what you're saying, we're wondering if this happens to me, did you know what was happening to you? Did you instantly kind of go out and pass out, or were you awake for a moment of it asking for help?
No, so it was really wild, Tiffany. I woke up that day feeling completely normally. I didn't have any symptoms that day. I felt fine, which does scare some people. But with sudden cardiac arrest, it truly is sudden and unexpected. Most of the time, you don't have any symptoms. The only thing that I felt was that dizziness for a couple of seconds. I tried to say, I feel dizzy, but only made it through half of that sentence before I passed out and my heart had stopped.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so also before we get to National Wear Red Day, because that's coming up on Friday, which I want you to talk about, just in general, CPR, there is a hands only, and people can learn this. And I'm just wondering your thoughts on it because I feel like in the era of a pandemic, some people may be afraid to jump in to start helping someone for fear that they would have to do mouth to mouth, but you don't have to.
Absolutely. American Heart Association has done a lot of research. They've funded research that has said that hands only CPR for those first 10 or so minutes is equally effective to doing mouth to mouth. So you can take away the mouth to mouth piece and just push hard and fast in the center of a victim's chest to that tune of Staying Alive, which is about 100 beats per minute. And you can do that until EMS arrives.
That's great. So let's talk about this Friday because it's National Wear Red Day, and this is important. Why?
Yes, National Wear Red Day is this Friday, February 5th, and it's a massive national public awareness campaign urging people to wear red in order to bring awareness to that fact that I just shared, that the leading killer of men and women is heart disease and stroke. But it's more about just wearing red and talking about these statistics. It's about making a commitment to live a healthier lifestyle and make healthier heart choices for yourself. So we urge people to start small, take a walk on your lunch break, eat something healthy once or twice a day to start, get your blood pressure checked, things like that.
Great information. Heather, thank you for being here, and thank you for joining us today and all the work you're doing.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. National Wear Red Day is coming up this Friday, February 5th. So share your photos on social media and tag at AHA Wisconsin or use the hashtag GoRedMKE to join the fun.